It is an international program, a European double degree program that will take me to more than one country. In this case, I did my first program, my first year in Italy at the Università Cattolica, which was really a good experience because the university, the campus is located in a food valley. So it was really close to what you want to learn and what to see. For my second year, I've been in Lyon for the past 4-6 months. We're learning from the experts, like the consultants and the experts in the field. I can't wait to start applying the knowledge that I have. And I look forward to work in the development sector, particularly working on the African-European projects, focusing on solving this kind of problems, especially in the food systems. I was glad to get a Terra ISARA scholarship. I'm really grateful. It has been really helpful to pursue my studies and take my dream. I definitely recommend the program. It's going to build you. It's going to take a very huge role in helping you achieve your careers, and nothing worth having comes easy. So welcome all.
Okay, great. Welcome everybody to this webinar where you already heard a great student testimony about the program that you're going to hear about in the next 45 minutes or so. The double degree, as you heard, about the specialty in sustainable food systems from two universities. University Cattolica de Sacro Cuore in Italy and ISARA in Lyon, in France. We will hear from the particular professors and also students. So before we go over to them, I'd like to briefly explain to you some of the interactive options though. My name is Luc Mulling and I will moderate this for you. Now, first of all, you can say all in the chat where you may be logging in from. So that would be great to see the diversity of people that are logging in today. And we welcome everyone. Second of all, if you have any questions, of course, you can write them at any time through the panel called questions. If you do that there, then it would be for us best to keep an eye and not miss your question. Also, I will be opening up a couple of polls. I will actually open up one right now, just to get to know you a little bit better and to get some feedback from you. So we'd like to know a bit first, for example, about your academic background. So thanks for that. And without further ado, let's go over to the presenters. As mentioned, we have a nice big lineup for you. And we'll start with Ariana from Università Cattolica. She will introduce herself and her team.
Thank you, Luc, for this introduction. And hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm not even sure which language should I speak because today we have guests from Italy, guests from France. And I see that we have students connected from Argentina, Portugal. I saw Brazil. I think we have students connected from India as well. My name is Ariana Malavasi from the International Education Office of Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. And I would say that I will guide you through our journey today. And welcome. So to this webinar, it's going to be about our European double degree program in sustainable food systems. And yes, you see here that we have two institutions involved. One is ISARA in Lyon, France, and the other one is Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore, Italy. So I want to tell you now that this isn't just about mixing two academic styles. It's about blending knowledge from the classroom to the real world. And I'm sure will let you understand why this journey can be for you a truly international and European one. You'll see today why this program is more than just lessons and lectures. So we'll give you that knowledge and that tools that will make you able to address the challenges of sustainability in nowadays world. And for those of you having a background in food science, agricultural science, or nutritional sciences, and I guess it's the majority of you. Maybe you will get back to the pool of Luke and you'll let us know more about your background. So you either have, I guess, a bachelor degree in one of the sectors, or you are in your path, in your way through these fields. Well, our program aligns with your academic and professional goals. I'm telling you now. But let's get started on this exploration, and let's uncover what makes this program unique. So a little bit about the agenda of today. We'll kick off the webinar with an exploration of the European double degree. So what does it actually mean, European double degree? We talk a little bit about Cremona and about Lyon, the campuses where you'll spend some time. We'll invite you to listen to the insights from our faculty and international office about this program. And then we'll hear very inspiring stories from our current students and previous students, because we invited them to join this webinar as well. And I'm quite sure that the students want to have, some real life experience. They want to hear the voices of the current and previous students. So let's just stay connected, because you'll hear those voices. And then at the very end of this 45 minutes, to wrap up our session, we'll dedicate some time for a Q&A. So we'll get back to all your queries and questions and doubts live. But let's meet the speakers. I already introduced myself. My name is Arianna Malavasi, as I was telling you. I'm based in Italy. I work for Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. We have with us today Professor Luigi Lucini, faculty of the School of Agriculture and Food and Environmental Sciences at Cattolica, director and coordinator of this program. We have Vincent Rignol, the director of the International Development Office at ISARA in Lyon. We have our beautiful former student, Lara Kineche from Peru. And we have our actual current student, Rino Rahmani from Kosovo, right now in Paris, because I know that you're connected from there. And later on, Rinor, you'll tell us what you're doing in Paris. I just said that the program is taught in Cremona and in Lyon. Now, what does the European double degree mean? Why European double degree? Because for those of you interested in this program, you'll apply and enroll at ISARA. But your first stop is not going to be in France. It's going to be in Cremona, in Italy, because you'll be spending your first semester here at Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. Then the second semester will present you with a choice. You can either stay at Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore in Cremona, or you can go for a semester at Ghent University in Belgium. The third semester will be spent at ISARA in Lyon, in France. But for the first semester, you will decide whether to stay at ISARA or at Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. Later on, you will understand why these options, why these choices. Location matters. So why should you study this specific subject, this specific program in Italy and in France? I guess that you know that in the world we have many good universities, okay? But you're not 18, you're not your first degree. I guess you want highly specialized teaching that goes hand in hand with a career building. The world is full of great universities offering programs and agri-related systems. But why Italy? Because Italy, like France, is a country historically with a long tradition of food. We're not just food lovers; we're also excellent in producing food, in processing it, in eating it. And I want to tell you that food is one of the major exports for our countries. And in fact, in 2022, despite the pandemic affected most industries in a negative way, we had the record in Italy of agri-food sector with an increase of 17% of exports globally. And this is a very important piece of information for you. And within this, the Lombardy region, where Cremona is actually located, is the first of the Italian regions for value of the production of agribusiness. And again, Cremona is located right at the heart of the Lombardy region. And that's where you will be studying if you decide to apply for this program. It has a strategic location, as we usually say, not just for learning, okay? Because the city of Cremona is also surrounded by relevant industries in the agribusiness sector. I'm talking about more than 50,000 companies, also small and medium enterprises. And this will facilitate your networking and learning with them. Where you will be studying in the beautiful campus of Santa Monica, which is at the walking distance from the city center. It's what you see here as a background, and it was renewed a couple of years ago, I think. I would say it's one of the most beautiful campuses of Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore has 5 campuses spread across the country. okay? But this program specifically starts in the city of Cremona, which also hosts our school of and our faculty of agricultural, food, and environmental sciences, which is ranked top 150 globally. And trust me, this is an achievement if you consider how many universities teaching agricultural and food related programs you have all around the globe. So this is about Italy, right? And about Cremona. I am Italian. I don't want to speak on behalf of ISARA Lyon because we have the best guest here to do that for you. So Vincent, the floor is yours. Then why France? This is your moment.
Thank you, Ariana. Well, welcome everybody. And so, let's go back to this slide. So we would love to welcome you in this master's degree. And Ariana explained why Italy, why Cremona, and why Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. I'm going to explain you why ISARA and why Lyon and why France. So France, as you may know, is the top destination for higher education. It has been ranked third in the world in the Shanghai ranking. As Ariana was saying, it's the same applies for France about food industry. Food industry is a huge sector in France, and so you will be interested in learning this in France. It's the first employer in France. It has more than 15,000 companies. For a huge budget all around. And of course, France is also, studying in France is also about enjoying France and enjoying culture and enjoying all what France is about. I can go a bit more about Lyon. So Lyon is the city where ISARA is located. We have another campus in Avignon, south of France, in Provence region. But our main campus is here in Lyon. And so Lyon is known as the capital of gastronomy of France. You can see in the middle a picture wall of Paul Bocuse, who is a very famous chef from Lyon. We are close from the Alps mountains, so you can enjoy this both in winter and in summer. Our city is beautiful. You can see the museum of the Confluence here down the pictures. The city, Lyon is also the city of lights. We have a festival of lights in 8th of December each year. And of course, a little bit of football, of soccer for the ones who like it. These are the pictures, but so just to say that living and studying in Lyon is interesting for studying about food industry and food processing and food sustainability, but it's also a nice place to study and to enjoy. ISARA is a human-sized school. We have a bit more than 1,200 students, and our domains of excellence, we have specialized really in 3 domains of excellence: sustainable food systems, with this master's degree especially, agroecology, where we have another master's degree, and entrepreneurship. We have, for instance, a business incubator, and we have several tools to foster entrepreneurship in the food systems. We are close to the city center and very close to the subway, so very easy access. We can guarantee accommodation in public student housing for your stay at ISARA during 1 year. And as we will see a little bit later, I think we can have some funding for a scholarship. And as the video of Crispin Sanga was saying. And why did we match with Cattolica in this master's degree? Because we are very complementary. We have at ISARA a very practical approach. We have field trips. We have very strong connection with companies, which is also the case of Cattolica, but with different companies. And so we also have a technological hall, which is the picture that you can see on the right, that you can have some practice at ISARA.
Thank you, Vincent.
And I'll leave the floor to Ariana. Take it back.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you for this. Thank you for letting us understanding a little bit more about ISARA, and I agree about the complementarity between Cattolica and ISARA, because it's actually a good point. Why did we decide to work together on this program? It's not like a random choice. I would like to dive a little bit deeper into the curriculum now, because the students here want to understand what they will be studying, what at Cattolica, what at ISARA, what if they decide to take one semester at Ghent. Professor Lucini, I think you are the best person here to introduce the whole audience here a little bit more deeper into the course curriculum.
Okay, thank you, Oriana, and welcome everyone also from my side. If you can go to the slide, please. Okay, I would like, instead of explaining each course in detail that you can easily read from the site, or you can go there whenever you want, I would like to spend some information, some time on the philosophy, on how this double degree has been designed and has been taught. The idea is to provide those information that help a professional to work in a food industry at high level. So I mean, being able to design new food, to innovate, to respond to the continuous challenges we have in the food system. Globalization, climate change are just words we listen about every day and that are impacting so much the world now. For the raw materials, the same. There are the food system is facing several challenges, and professionals should have those competencies, those skills that help industry respond in a dynamic way. The Italian part is called food processing, innovation, and tradition, and this is the philosophy. I think Italy has a long tradition of food, but even within tradition, we need to be dynamic, we need to change, because the system, the market changes. And on the other hand, what we used to say to our students to start from is that a tradition is an innovation that became successful, basically. So thinking in this way, the idea is to complement some basic skills. Ariana, please, if you can, I can go to the next one, probably.
Sure, you can do that, Prof, if you want yourself. You can move the slide cursor.
Perfect, yes, yes. So this is a list of the teaching with the ECTS credits, whatever. The idea, as you can see, there is some basic teaching like microbiology, physical chemistry, biochemistry of food. This is what I teach. That means being able to manage food safety and or fermentations, together with knowing how to change texture and so on. So those basic skills that are important, because are another example I used to tell to my students is that the food system now is much, so the competencies required now are very different from what I was taught. But on the other hand, when you have the basis, you can build up some more in the next future. Maybe in 20 years, the system, the food system will be completely different. But if you have some basic skills, you can somehow manage, use this basic information and apply to a different context. So some basics are required, are important, are provided in the first semester of the first year. Then, of course, we move to more professional skills, let me say. And the food industry is very multidisciplinary. Food science is one of the most multidisciplinary. So there, if you think about the food industry, you need to manage transformation processes. So there are teaching like food technology and plants, managing the data, managing in a sustainable way the processing of foods, managing the supply chain, together with managing risk and so on, together with data processing, together with the legal framework in where food system is has to work, and certification. So as you can see, there are some economics, some safety aspects, quality aspects are all within the concept of one quality. Foods must be good. That is a sentence I often use in my lectures. Good means healthy, means sustainable, because consumers now are also asking for sustainability, of course. Means from a sensory point of view, more than acceptable. And those things are part of the process. So in the second semester of the first year and in the third semester, you have the option to to discuss more in detail into those professional skills. As Arianna mentioned before, you have the option to spend the second semester of the first year in Ghent instead of Cremona. The philosophy is still the same. So if in the first semester you have some basics of chemistry, physical chemistry, of biochemistry, the reactions during food processing that determine flavors and whatever, then in the second semester, also in Ghent, you have some more info on the processing part, on plants, on supply chain management. So there are small differences. The philosophy, the underlying philosophy remains the same. I can't, okay. So here I go pretty fast. You see some soft skills, some free choice, some elective courses you can choose. And an important point I wish to stress is that, and this is the same in ISARA and in Università, Cattolica, Sacro, Cuore, we strongly believe that university has to work together with industry. Often those two are perceived as two separate worlds. However, we believe they are the same. So in designing this degree and in doing some projects and some experiences in collaboration with the industry, or eventually during the master thesis, in all those different steps, there are also professionals from food industry, from different sectors, from chemistry, flavors, microbiology like probiotics, dairy, bakery, whatever. So in the different food chains, there are professionals that help the student to face the perspective of the industry. And this is very important because your final destination is probably there. So having the opportunity to give a glance or be involved to some extent, of course, you can spend the whole semester in an industry. That's normal, we are a university, but it's still very important that you can be contaminated by in the positive way by the industry perspective. And this is, as I was mentioning, a common philosophy between the two universities that is across this double degree.
Thank you, Professor Lucchini. What you just mentioned is important, and I want to stress this too. There is a reason why we teach sustainable food systems in Cremona. I mentioned that at the beginning of the webinar. It's not a case that we decided actually at Cattolica to teach all the food-related and agri-related programs in Cremona. That's because of the strategic position of the campus. I mentioned that already. I want to repeat this. 50,000 plus companies active in the agri-food related sector just in this area, which is a small area, is what we call the Italian food valley, okay? The area, the region where Cremona is located. But let's go, let's understand a little bit more about the third semester and about what the students will actually study, what the course curriculum, what they will do once they are at ISARA, Vincent.
Thank you. So yeah, at the third semester, you will have a semester called Sustainable Development in Food Industry. And so this is the one that you will follow at ISARA. You have two great modules. One is Food Processing and Managerial Innovation, and the other one is Entrepreneurship and Sustainable Development in Food Industries. And so the topics, you can read them here. So as you can see, it is very much focused on sustainability. Sustainable food operations, including projects with food industries. Here, you will have many projects, and you will work a lot in group with your teammates of the masters. So again, case studies and project. You will have a focus on sustainable food processing. This one, you will learn a lot in food processing at Cattolica, but here. Again, a bit more with the sustainability part and about packaging with practical labs. You will have some modules about leadership and sustainability, and a strong one about life cycle assessment of food products, and to end some management tools in food manufacturing, lean management, and problem solving. So as Professor Lucchini was saying, the same at ISARA, more than half of the lecturers are senior consultants or industrial project managers. So you really have data and and courses from the field, from the top guys who are doing it. It's not theoretical; it's really applied. And you have some project with partner food companies and startups. And so you can see here some startups and some companies that are here. Yeah, but these are companies that are very well known in France. Some are local, like Ninkasi, and some are very close, like Aoste, which is going to the Alps. It's about 1 hour from Lyon. And others, we have very strong partnerships, such as Florette, which is a brand of salads, packaged salads, etc., and vegetables in general. And the former leader of Florette is part of a board of our entrepreneurship part here at ISARA and the food incubator and this kind of parts. So as you can see, we have many links with the companies. The fourth semester, so the end of the masters, and Professor Lucchini will maybe will like to complete what I'm going to say, but it's a master's thesis, so it's an internship of 6 months, and you can do it in food companies in the industry, or in research centers, or in consulting agencies, or in NGOs eventually, yeah, in research centers or universities. And so you can see here that you can do it all around the world. You can see that our former students have done it in several places. And Rino Hamani is actually doing his master thesis. You can see the slides with many universities where projects are made and companies. Just a small parenthesis with Iowa State University. We have a teacher who is coming every year in the month of October, usually, at ISARA to give lectures from Iowa State University, and he spends a full week with you guys, and I think the students like it. So, but maybe Laura and Rino can get a bit more on that. Should I continue here? Yeah, okay. So just to say also that the students come from many places of the world. You saw in the video, Crispin is coming from, came from Tanzania. Here you have Rino from Kosovo and Laura from Peru. You have students, of course, from Italy, others from France, others from many places of Africa, Europe, Asia, many places. So it's a multicultural environment. And we try to welcome the students as best as we can, and we help them a lot. As I was saying, in Lyon, we can help you finding. We don't help you. We find for you a house, an apartment, and we help you in several administrative issues as well. You can see here also where our alumni work on, and so this is quite interesting. You can see half of the former students work in production and quality, so it's quite a lot. Many others in research and development, which is normal and a good thing for a Master of Science. Others in consultancy, others in supply chain, some in NGOs. So you can see here the distribution.
Thank you, Vincent. So talking about fourth semester, so internship, project work, Rinor, it's your turn, because I really want our audience today to see your face first, hello, and then to understand who you are. Tell us more about yourself, your academic background, but especially we want to know more about what you're doing now, because you're a current student of our program.
Thank you, Arianna. Thank you for the invitation. It's always a pleasure to have the opportunity to present this master. I'm Rinor. I come from Kosovo. I'm currently doing my master thesis. I'm located in Paris right now. And for me, my master thesis is basically in European food regulations, because I will try to deal with alternative proteins and like how there are some pitfalls inside the European regulation, and how we can achieve a better sustainability in agri-food systems. For me, I did a bachelor degree in food science and biotechnology, and this is my master degree in sustainable food systems. Yeah.
Thank you. Because the majority of the audience here, I believe they would have very similar background to yours. Now, what are the main reasons that led you to apply for this program? Because I understand many universities, many institutions in the world offering programs in the area, in the field. What was that detail, that part of the curriculum, that thing that made you mind and understand, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is the program I want to apply for.
I mean, I would say there were a lot of reasons that I choose this program. First of all, like after my graduation, I was working in the industry, and like I was working and having this comfortable lifestyle, getting paid, having everything in line. But I saw that there was a thing that it was missing. Like I was not growing up with a bachelor degree. I was certainly not growing up in my career. So at some point, I just leveled up, and like I was staying stagnant. And then I was thinking, what about master degree? Doing a little bit of research. Honestly, I was in between of Italy and France always, because of the food, the cuisine, and everything. So when I saw this, like France on one side, Italy on one side, so what's better than both of them? And I did a little bit of research, seeing the quality of both universities. And just a correction, Arianna, Università Cattolica is ranked 75th worldwide in food science and technology. So this was like one of the main reasons I would say I chose, because I want to get to work with professionals and like really high-end researchers. So this was one of the other reasons why I chose this.
Thank you. You know what's about ranking? That always depends on the
Yeah.
ranking you pick, on the ranking you choose. That's always the story. But I want to stress this academic quality of
Definitely.
both Cattolica and ISARA is world renowned and recognized. And yes, the international rankings, whatever ranking you look at, that will reflect it.
Definitely.
So you were like in between Italy and France, and you stayed actually in between Italy and France because you did both the experience. You spent some time in Italy and then some time in France.
I stayed in Cremona because I really enjoyed the environment and the school and the campus, as you stressed out. It's just an amazing pleasure. And then in Lyon, it was amazing. But now I'm in Paris. It's bigger city, but believe me, it's not always the best when it's a bigger city, because the vibes in Cremona and Lyon were totally different. So, but here I am. Let's see.
No, thank you for this. It's good. What you said, it's a very important piece of information and advice that we always give to students, international admission officers, international education officers. Like the concept of the best university, the best program does not exist. Forget about that. It's always about the best fit. And what's the best fit for you? It's not what's the best fit for me or for my friend. I would define myself incredibly well, like living in a huge city like Paris, in a big city like Milan. Some other people, some other students, they might prefer, as you were saying, a second-tier city, calmer, quieter. So thank you for stressing this. And how would you describe now your like life as a student of sustainable food system? Like 3 words, if you can find them.
3 words. It will be hard, but I will try to stay within the point. I will say enriching at first, because what I said before, I had a huge academical growth. 2 years, let's say. I worked with the best professors, and they made me think outside of the box, honestly, not just like what is given to you, you study this. Like they made me think out of the box, try to bring solutions to real world problems. And this was a really good one. The second is transformative in the way that I grew up. In the beginning, I was shy to come and talk to everybody, but now like communication, like it really helped me to mass communication and soft skills development. And third, it's enjoyable. I loved it. and I would always do it again. I have no regrets in doing that.
Amazing. I feel like I also want to apply now. I want to go back to when I was a student. Last question. That's my question whenever I interview a current student or a previous one. So Lara, get ready for this too. What advice would you give to a future student?
An advice to the future students of this program would be like, don't be scared to dream, honestly. As I was saying, like I was on a comfort zone and scared to dream bigger. But now I'm thinking like to continue again my studies. First, I was not willing to do a master degree. Now I want to do a PhD and what's coming on, everything. So don't get scared to dream, because honestly, you will grow and everything around you will change for better.
Thank you, Renor. I really enjoyed this, short but very straightforward and honest conversation.
Thank you
Let's
for
hear
the
the voice of
invitation. It was
Laura
a
now.
pleasure.
Thank you for being here. Laura, your turn now.
Hello,
You've been there,
everyone.
been there, done that. So welcome. Firstly, before we start, tell us something about your current position, because I know that you're kind of a period of transition. So I want to hear a little bit more about what you do now and what you're planning on doing, because this can be inspiring also for Renor, who's almost there, and for the future students.
Yes, sure. Well, when I was at ISARA, I did my master internship in the north of France. So I moved to Lyon to a consulting company related to life cycle assessment and the environment. So with the company, we extend my contract once I finish my internship in order to continue with the project. And now we would like to change it to do a PhD. So we are in this transition in order to do all the applications. We're also connected with the company. Well, I will change now the university to one here in the north. But yeah, and now I will do a PhD in the coming months. In a couple of months, I think I will start.
Listen, good luck with that, and congratulations for being so focused, really. I wanted you to share with the audience today an experience. It could be a practical experience, it could be a course, it can be the internship, something that you did and you lived during your 2 years of master degree that somehow you feel now that specific thing made a difference in your current career. If there's a moment or one single thing you want to share.
I would say the quality of the lessons in general, because I received for one semester lessons in food printing in Cattolica, and then as Professor Vincent also said, we received. I had a professor from Iowa, from the USA, talking about life cycle assessment for a whole month, for a whole week. So it was a full week of these topics, and that also helped me a lot in order to search and find my internship. So I would say the quality of the content and all the lessons that we receive. Yeah.
Like the academic quality. Thank you. And talking about the network you built during the 2 years, because we heard from Professor Lucini, but also from Vincent Brignol, that we do work very closely connected with the national companies and international companies also based in Cremona and in ISARA. What would you say that specific network you built during the program that helped you through your career, and how, if this is the case?
Yeah, I would say that Cremona and ISARA, both those universities have a big network. I mean, they also offer you like a big day with to share with different companies in order to know what's happening with them, what are the requirements in order to also prepare yourself and apply. So I think that also helped you a lot in order to be able to know what's going on, because you are from abroad, so you don't know what's happening maybe here in Europe. So that helped me a lot. And professors also help you in order to try to find an internship, because one of my professors is not here now, but he was always sending different options to the different students to our personal emails. And that's how I also find this internship, for example. So I would say that it's really helpful. And they are always behind you to try to help you. And if you have questions, you can just go and they will try to give you the best advice in order to do or find what you need.
Like guardian angels for our students being so far from home. And you were really far from home because you're from Peru. So thank you to the professors like working for our institutions. And being, a former student who was far away from home, what would be your advice to future students? Maybe those not really decided about, being the program the best fit for them. What would you tell them?
I would say that we know that moving abroad is really challenging, but just try to keep your mind open, try to adapt yourself to the new country that you arrive in. You will figure out that during the process, during the 2 years, that maybe now you think that, oh, wow, it's 2 years, it's a lot. But you will find a lot of persons or people who will be there to help you in order to go through this. So just try to be open, try to adapt yourself, and demonstrate what you already know, and also demonstrate what you learned during your 2 years lessons. And you will see that it's going to be one of the best opportunities after the 2 years. And you will have different opportunities open after that. So yeah, just do it. Don't be afraid of doing that.
Thank you, Laura. They fly so fast, 2 years. I know that.
Yeah.
I know that 2 years, they fly too fast. So thank you to both Rinor and Laura for sharing their experiences. Really, I'm sure that all the students and the prospective students here really did appreciate. I personally did. Thank you for that. Time for the boring information. Sorry, but it's part of the presentation, and I can see questions on the chat box. Vincent, I'll leave this to you. As I said at the beginning of the presentation, the students will apply through ISARA. So how do they do that? What are the application deadlines?
Okay, thank you. And yeah, I can see also some questions about it. So I think that some candidates are eager to know more. And but before that, I really want to say a very warm thank you to Reno and to Laura. It's incredible to hear this experience and about. I mean, we feel that we are useful somehow by working on this masters and making you doing it. So so I'm very happy to have these feedbacks. It's great. Thank you very much. So about the application procedures. So the application deadline is April 14th. So it's in a few weeks now. So hurry up if you want to apply. To do that, you just go to the site, which is susfoods.eu, susfoods.eu, and you will go to the apply part, and you just have to fill a form and to complete with the required documents. And the required documents, you can see them here. It's your CV, your bachelor degree, or description of the degree that you are currently pursuing, your transcripts, the English level certificate, a motivation letter, and a recommendation letter if you have one. So this is quite basic. But still, you need your transcript. You still have to bring some documents that can take you some time. So don't wait for the last minute to do it. But still, it's not very complicated. Go to the website, and you can apply through it. So the eligibility requirements, you can see them here. You need to have a bachelor degree or to be pursuing a bachelor degree. We understand if you will obtain your degree at the end of the year in June or July, of course, no problem about it. We'll just need your confirmation after that. But you can be admitted with this condition that you obtain your BSc later on. So it can be on food, of course, on agricultural, on nutritional sciences. So meaning sciences in the field of our master's degree. If you don't have a BSc, especially in this area, at least you need to have passed 60 credits, European credits, I mean, in the field. So if you have studied some social sciences, etc., you're not necessarily out of the program, but you need at least 60 credits in the field of food science, broadly, which is, of course, necessary to be able to pursue a master's degree in this area, just being coherent. So about the application, I think that's it. What about money, which is an important part also of the application and of knowing what is the MSc is about. The fees are 5,000 euros per year. So you will pay this fees to actually to Cattolica for the first year and to ISARA for the second year. Do you have scholarships, which is also, of course, an important question. In Italy, we consider that the scholarship is already embedded in the tuition fees, because this master's degree is a bit, I would say, cheaper than the other ones at Cattolica, which are usually around 8,000 euros. This one is 5,000. So Cattolica is already making an effort to welcome you guys to this master's degree. And here at ISARA, for the second year of the program, you can have a scholarship by applying. You can apply to, and we, of course, there is a selection process with our endowment fund called Terra ISARA, and it can go usually to half tuition fees. You can also look for other scholarships, especially in the French embassy in your country. Some countries have scholarships for a master's degree, some don't. So it's not always the case. You will have to check in your country. And also maybe from other sources of funding, from foundations, from endowment funds, you can try to look for yourselves also if you can find some help to fund your studies. For the visa, you will need to ask the Italian embassy in your country, because you start the program in Italy, and then you will need to have a permit to come to France, or to go to the French embassy to have another visa to come to France. We are actually finding out if there's a little bit easier solution in the framework of the European system called the mobility visa. But we are checking this, and we will inform you a little bit later on that. But the principle is that you have to ask your first visa at the Italian embassy in your country. And as I was saying a bit earlier, we will give you, the administrative offices, the international relations offices, support about logistics for administrative issues, for housing, etc., etc. And we are currently, we are currently getting a bit stronger here at ISARA with that. We are building, we are making the team a bit stronger on that, because we know that it's very important for you to be followed up with these issues. And administration in France can be tough sometimes. I think that in Italy it's a bit similar. So we definitely help. Yeah, so we can help you on these issues. As a bonus, I would say, you can have, and somebody was asking in the chat about the Erasmus scholarship. So if you're from Europe, if you want to apply to this program for the first year, you cannot have an Erasmus Plus scholarship, because it's a fee-paying program. So it's not eligible for Erasmus scholarships for the whole program. But you can have an Erasmus scholarship for your mobility inside Europe. For instance, for the master thesis, for the internship on the last semester. This is a possibility. Or if you go to Ghent, I think also it's possible to have an Erasmus scholarship there. Yeah. So yeah, that's about it, I think. And of course, if you have more questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them. I think that our student Rino and our alumni Laura are still here, and so they will also be able to answer questions. And I think that they are the best people to answer questions, because they went through it, so they know more. They know exactly what you're going to go through.
Thank you, Vincent. I just want to share this slide because that's important. They're ready to apply one. If you know that this is what you want to do, this is like the occasion to scan this QR code that will let you to the application form. This is the contact information you want to take note of. So if you have any questions later after the webinar, because right now you have the chance to ask live Q&A, right? Because we have the Q&A section. But let's say there's something you missed during the presentation, there is an extra question, you have an extra doubt, you just feel free to drop us an email. But right now, I just want to thank all the guests, and look, I'll leave you the floor because it's time for the Q&A. And I agree, we also have a current student and a former student at International Office, Director, Faculty. The best team here to reply to all the possible questions students might have.
Yes, indeed. So thanks everyone already for your great insights and experiences as well, from the students especially. I already saw thank yous from the audience, so they for sure appreciated that as well. Okay, we're going to the questions. We already received various questions. Some have been answered, but some are not. So we'll go over through them. Matilda was asking about the requirements to apply. So I think this has been presented, but Matilda, if you have any further questions, let us know. Olumide is asking, can the application fee be waived? What can you say about that?
So
That's yeah, Vincent, please.
yeah, as I was saying in the application slide, the application fee cannot be totally waived. It can be partially waived for your second year at ISARA by applying to the Terra ISARA scholarship, and this depends on your conditions. You may have half tuition fees that can be waived, but more than that we cannot do because we need simply to get the master's degree running.
Yeah, also about the application fee, my point would be at some point, and I'm being straightforward just to do a bit of expectation management, at some point you would need to apply for a study visa, and you would need to show that you have a certain economic and financial stability. Okay, so do your maths. Vincent talked about money, the budget you need to consider if you want to study abroad. Think about that. That's just the application fee. It's a small part of what you will require to invest on your future career. So that's also why we cannot even waive the application fee. Okay, don't forget that at some point you will need to apply for a visa. So economic stability and financial stability is important. We don't want to hide this. Okay, we want to be honest and straightforward today.
About the living expenses, because we talked about the fee, the tuition fees, but there is also living in the countries. So here in Lyon, and Rino and Laura can talk a bit more precisely about it maybe, but we think that it's around 8,000, a bit more than 8,000 to 800 to 900 euros per month to live in your year here. So they can correct me if it's more, if it's less, but it's what we estimated.
Yeah, I think it also would depend if you're living in the cruise, because in the cruise are the student residence where the fees are really low for students, or if you are living by yourself. So when I was living there in Lyon, I was spending between 600 euros per month, maybe in food, transport, and things around. But if you're living abroad, yes, it's almost 800, 900 euros per month. Yeah.
I think it's the same as Laura was mentioning. It depends where you live, but also sharing an apartment with somebody is not that expensive as it is expected to be in France. It can range about 400 per month per person. I had a lot of colleagues that shared their apartments. I was in Cruz, but it was like around 400 per person. So take it or give it. It's like that.
Okay, thank you. Next question we have is from Danilo. Well, Danilo wants to know information about the exchange program Erasmus for the incoming students. Yeah, this is about basically new students, so to say, and not exchange. But I don't know if there's something you can say about that. Maybe Ariana.
I will leave this to Professor Lucchini actually about the possibility of exchange or Vincent, specifically for this program, because it has a very peculiar structure.
Vincent, if you want, I can start, and then eventually you add based on French experience. This applies like all the other universities. Erasmus rules are the same, so you have the possibility to spend a semester abroad. There were some people that just spent the thesis abroad, so a few months or 6 months internship for ISARA. Of course, you have to find to discuss and to agree with the university about the courses you're going to take, because you are expected that the courses, the teaching you take abroad for Erasmus are then recognized and implemented by the sending university. So this is the only critical point, I would say. Excepting for that, you can, I suggest not in the early stages, because it's better if you have some, I could say you are more into the program. It's normally easier, but it's an advice. Formally, you could do wherever you want. It makes more sense in the second year, or at least the second semester of the first year.
Actually, we have this with this partnership with Ghent University, where you can do your an Erasmus in the second semester, and that's about it, actually, because well, you need to spend time in Italy, so it's the first semester at least. The second can be probably in Ghent or stay in Italy, and the third one needs to be at ISARA, and because it's your semester here at ISARA, and the last one is the internship. So I think this is the possibility. So inside the program, that's it. And as I was saying, to enjoy Erasmus Plus funding, to come into the program being a European student, this is not possible because it's a fee-paying program.
Yeah, I agree. There's already a lot of going around for this specific program. So I also suggest that we stick to the curriculum. So Cattolica, Ghent, that's the possibility in ISARA, because that's already quite international and European. So that would be also my suggestion as an international officer. Take your time. And stay where you have to stay to complete your curriculum, to do your internship, and to work on your thesis. There's a logic, behind the fact that this is the course curriculum and the program was conceived in this specific way.
Okay, great. Thank you. Next question from Leonil, asking, after accepting admission, what is the next step to follow as a student?
So maybe I can answer that, and Ariana, you can complete, and maybe the students also can give their testimony. But after accepting admission, so well, if we accept you, so there's a committee of the professors of the master's coordinator, and they accept or not your application. If you're accepted, you will receive a card, a letter from us saying that you are accepted. And you should seek to the Italian embassy in your home country to look for a visa. This is very important to do it quickly. And then you will also be put in contact with our colleague Francesca in Cremona at Cattolica, and she will help you with the registration in Università Cattolica. And she will also help you with some logistic issues, such as finding a house, etc., etc.
Yes, that's correct, Vincent. Exactly. You first apply, you get hopefully a positive feedback. Then you apply for what we call the pre-enrollment on a portal called Università, and after that, you apply for your visa. We will check together what are the specific requirements for the visa in your own country, because just keep this in mind that the requirements might be slightly different, and some consulates and embassies, they might have specific requirement also for English language level. So they might want you to have an IELTS or a TOEFL, and the level might be different from what we ask for an academic purpose, but we will guide you, as Vincent said. ISARA and also our colleague Francesca from Cattolica will guide you through the procedure, so do not be worried about that.
I forgot a quick step. And this is answering also Melike's questions on the chat. When you have the admission, we also ask you to come back to us by confirming that you want to come. And to do that, you need also to pay 500 euros fee, which will be deduced, of course, of your second year at ISARA. But this is just to guarantee your spot in the program. So if you want to, if you confirm that you want to come, you need to do that by paying us these 500 euros and saying us that you confirm, and then we will send you an admission letter that will allow you to go to the visa, and we'll send you also to Francesca. This is our what we need to have to send you to Francesca, basically, because we need to confirm your spot.
Okay. I think that answered the question. Otherwise, let us know. Thank you. There was already mentioned a bit about housing, but Juan is asking, do you help finding housing in both countries?
We do support for Cremona. There's a student dormitory, and as Vincent was saying, our colleague Francesca will actually be the point of contact for you, and she will share with you the contact information about the dormitory we have a cooperation with in Cremona, but also the real estate agencies we work with in the city, which is called Progetto Casa, so we can assist our students in finding an accommodation. So the answer is yes, we will help you with that.
And in ISA, we do even more than helping you. We can guarantee an apartment for you. In Cruz, you heard this word Cruz. Maybe you don't know what this is. This is student housing in France. So it's public student housing in France. It's an apartment. You can have an apartment with shared kitchen or with your own kitchen. So it's a little bit more expensive, but you can ask that to us. And we have some apartments that we can guarantee to the international students. So you can, during the process, we ask you that if you want to go to a Cruz housing or not. And if you say yes, we will have one for you.
Perfect.
And so the prices, or as Laura and Renaud were saying, around 300 to 400 euros per month, depending on the type of apartment. And they're quite close to ISARA. They're not on the campus, but they're quite close to ISARA, usually 10 minutes by subway, these kind of things.
Okay, great, thank you. Question from Horia, if I said it right. Is a bachelor in bioscience, is that eligible to get it accepted in ISARA?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yeah, so if a bachelor in bioscience is, I guess, sufficient to get accepted.
I let Professor Lucchini answer that.
I was just typing the reply, telling Horia that it depends on the exam transcript, of course. So there is or an interview and evaluation that is preliminary to the admission, but in principle, it's not excluded. So, under the term bioscience, there could be different degrees from country to country, so it should be evaluated on a specific case. But why not, I would say.
Okay, thank you. Good to hear. And well, we're getting thumbs up as well, so I guess that's answering that question. Olu Sola asks, does the program allow the student to work while studying in both Italy and France? And it was answered, but just to make sure, Luigi, you mentioned a bit about this.
I can also help with that.
Maybe
okay. Work part-time. I mean, if you're in Italy on a study visa, then when you get here, you have to apply for a permit of stay. You are allowed to work part-time, up to 20 hours per week. But, and I'm asking here to the professor, but also to our students, would you have the time to work part-time as you're studying a lot, doing a lot of research, traveling between, Belgium, Italy, France? So yes, you are allowed, but would you have the time to do that? I'm not quite sure about that, but I really want to hear our students and former students now on this one.
Honestly, I didn't look for a job. I was fully focused on my studies. Maybe you will have time, maybe, who knows, the way you arrange your time. But after lessons, I was straight to the library, home, eating, and having also a social life. But yeah, like some people that I know, they worked, but they were on the second year. So they were like in a different department. But yes, you can work, you're allowed to work, but maybe it's not needed, I would say. I don't know everybody's financial situation. So this is my opinion on that.
Yes. If I can, I would like to add that I had some students that I still have some that are working. Of course, I have to be honest, it's much harder because time is limited. The day is 24 hours, not more. So it's harder, but not impossible. So it takes good motivation, but if needed, eventually could be an option.
Yeah, I just would like to add that it would be really hard because at least when I was at ISARA, lessons went from usually started at 8 a.m. and we finish around 5 p.m. So you are the whole day at school, and then you have to do your homework, activities, projects after that. So, and the same at Cattolica. So I wouldn't say that is you cannot, but yeah, you have a lot of things to do also during your 2 years master. So you just need to prioritize the things and organize yourself if you would like to do it.
Okay, great. Thank you. So we have some more questions. We'll go over them. Melike is asking, are there Italian courses in Cremona and French courses in Lyon in order to adapt to the life conditions more easily?
Yes, there are some classes. So I think Laura answered this on the chat. So Laura can maybe take this.
I guess you will have Italian lessons during your first semester. So you will be able also to have the basic knowledge of how to communicate and express yourself in Italian. And then once you arrive to France, you will also have French lessons in order to do the same thing, and will help you a lot. I will tell you that it will help you a lot if you don't know any of these two languages. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Well, we're getting thumbs up there as well. So great. Let's see. Next question from Daniela. What are the latest date to receive a letter if we are accepted or not?
So this depends on when you applied. This year we are if you already applied, Professor Lucchini and Professor Gnimi, who is the master's coordinator here at ISARA, are going to meet in some days or weeks. I'm not sure when is the next selection time, and then in 1 week later after that, you will have the admission letter. So this is this takes usually I would say 3 to 4 weeks to be or maybe 5 weeks more to get to have the answer at maximum. So we try to do it quite quickly after the application. And then as I was saying earlier, it's important when you have the admission, it's not over. You need to confirm us because. And if we don't have your confirmation, we cannot be sure that you will come. So please get in touch with us and tell us whether you confirm your registration.
Okay, good. Thank you. Malika says, I got accepted to the program. Should I apply visa as soon as possible? And yeah,
you will receive instructions from us, Vincent, right? About the pre-enrollment on Università and about the visa procedure. Short answer is yes. As soon as possible, you need to pre-enroll on this portal and then apply for a visa because it takes time. And, the timing, the duration, and the length of the visa procedure does not depend on the universities. That really depends on the local consulate and embassy in your country. So yes, ASAP, timing is crucial.
And just to complete the answer and repeating this, please, first thing, confirm us that you want to come. And for this, I'm sorry to be so straightforward, but you need to pay the 500 euros or so to confirm your spot. This is crucial because we know that it can be challenging also, this part, but it's also if you are ready to pay the tuition fees for the 2 years, you need to have the financial solidity you need to have the financial solidity to be able to confirm your spot quite quickly. So you really need to do this and then go to the visa ASAP, as Ariana was saying. the visa can be very time consuming, so you need to do this as fast as possible. But we are here to help you. If you have any question, just ask on susfoods at isara.eu.fr. Sorry, susfoods at isara.fr, and we will answer you about these issues.
Yes, thank you for that. Indeed, you see the contact details on the screen, and the link was just popping up on the screen as well. So just to clarify that was the link to the website directly for you. So all of you can, click on it and watch it in your own pace.
I don't know if Laura and Rino can say just in 1 minute how was the experience for them to have the visa.
Well, for my case, for example, I started my visa application in June after I received confirmation from ISARA and Cattolica, and it took me like 1 month in order to get my visa. So I think it also will depend on the country, because I had some friends that it takes like 2-3 months in order to get the visa at the end. So yeah, it's quite challenging because you have to present different documents. Just be sure to present all of the documents that are on the list of your embassy in order to not delay the process. That's all.
Yeah, for me it was the same. I started in June, and then I had my application date late July, but for 2 weeks I got the visa, so it was not a big issue in both cases, I would say, because I needed the visa also because I'm not part of the European member states. So yeah. And I'm sorry, I just saw a question there asking for the English certificate. Mr. Vincent, maybe you can stress on that, because it's really important, because it was also my case back on the day.
Thank you. So thanks for the question and for stressing this out. The level of English is very important to be able to prove it. So you need. Can we go back to the slide saying the up over there to the application process? So you can see here, you need to prove a B2 by the TOEFL or the IELTS with its levels that you can see here. 6.5 for the IELTS or more. This is important to have to be able to prove it. So if you don't have an English test, one of those two, please go and do it as quick as possible, because we will ask for it anyway. If you are, of course, in a country speaking English, you can be waived from that, but it depends also on the countries and in the on the language of instruction, etc., etc. Please, Renard, go ahead.
It's also asking, like, may I apply the English level test after the 14th of April, so after the application deadline? I don't know if you can answer this.
You still can. It's not recommended, but of course, if you don't have still your a proof of your level of English, you can still send us your application without it, and you can still be admitted with this condition. But it's one more thing, for you to do afterwards that can delay you for the visa, that can delay you for the acceptation, etc., etc. So my recommendation would be to do it as quick as possible. As always, in this kind of situation, more things you leave for afterwards, more things, more difficulty it will be for you to have the visa, to go to the registration, to have your housing, etc., etc. So do it as quick as possible, but yes, it's possible.
Okay, thank you. Question came in from Fahad. Do we need to get the application letter from both universities, or is ISARA will give the letter?
You will have the letter from ISARA only.
And the link to apply is actually also in the chat. So there you can find it directly. So just to make sure as well, you see the application form there as well.
Actually, just to complete my answer, we'll have the first letter from ISARA only, but then once you're confirmed, we will send you to contact. We'll send you your contact to our colleague Francesca in Italy. And as Ariana was saying, you have to do a procedure on the portal of Cattolica and this starts your registration. So this will also serve for your visa issues.
Okay. Thank you. All right, we're getting to the last questions. So there's one that wasn't answered yet, actually. That's a question from, who was it? About Cremona, student life. There was one that was still there. And, well, I think what I know, Rino was there as well. And maybe you want to answer that briefly, how that is.
Okay, it's going to be long then.
Well,
For the student lives, I totally understand, because I was scared when I went. It's like not a big city. I come from a big city. Will I like it? Will I enjoy it? But believe me, like I became friends with everybody, with students from other universities also, because there are some other universities, other departments in Cremona. So by the end, I think I left with 100 Italian friends. So I don't know. For me, like it was an amazing journey. The social life, it's amazing. Going out for drinks, there are plenty bars, and affordable. I don't want to mention the price, but it's really, really, really cheap.
all right, great. Thank you for that. And I hope that answered that question and give you a little bit of insight how it is in Cremona. And for that matter, also about this program, I hope that gave you valuable insights. And I think it, from my side, I saw it did. Very good experiences and explanations from everyone involved. Thank you very much. We're rounding off the session. From my end, thanks. Well, first of all, the audience, of course, the potential future students. You all joined in to hear about this. Thank you for your time. We saw people joining in from a lot of different countries, as we saw from the chat. So maybe you will be fellow students next year. Who knows? And yeah, all the speakers. Thank you very much, Professor Brignol and Lucini. Also, the students, Laura and Rinor, thanks a lot, because I know that is yeah, that you're busy as well, and that's really appreciated for future students to hear from your experience. And Ariana, of course, thanks for your coordination and help. And here are the contacts on the contact details on the screen. So if you need more information, check it out. There's a lot of information there. And well, from my end, bye bye. Have a good day or evening or morning, wherever you are. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank
Ciao
you
a
very
tutti.
much.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Au revoir, tout le monde.
And good luck. Good luck to everybody. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. I actually have a last polling. So if you leave us how we did, let us know before you have to go. Thank you.